Bro. It looks great. Obviously, all of that was in-game footage, right? Or not in-game footage. It was all on Snake for Snap. Nice hair. Thanks. It was all cinematic trailer stuff. No real gameplay footage. I'm excited. Interested. From what I could tell, there were at least 4 stages, or at least 3, maybe 4. Oh, absolutely. 100%. No, none of that was gameplay footage. I guarantee you. Literally none of that was gameplay footage. Like, hang on. Let's just watch it again. I'm going to pause the music real quick. Like, let's watch this. Am I watching in full? I am watching normal speed, right? First of all, right? Plains area. Great. I always thought, you know what's funny? My thought was I wanted to see what a stampede would look like in Pokemon Snap. I would love a Pokemon Snap idea where there's a stampede of Pokemon going, right? And we have the Buffalo or the Muffalo or whatever the fuck it's called, right? This feels fast. But yeah, here we have the Bidoofs. We have like a savanna area, right? A Snap game at a consistent frame rate. Dude, it's so good. More Pokemon. We have a giant whale lord, right? Bouffalant. There we go. Like, see, here's the thing, right? That is made to look like gameplay footage, but it's definitely not. Like, why? Look at this movement here, bro. It goes like, I don't know. I mean, this is obviously what the gameplay is supposed to look like, right? But there's no way that's actual footage. These are islands where Pokemon live. Dude, this song gets me. So what I noticed, there's like a daylight cycle, right? That's something that I noticed. There's a night version, right? See, we saw a beach earlier. Now there's a night beach. Now there's like a sunrise or sunset. I can't tell which is which. Probably sunrise or sunset. I mean, bro, certain Pokemon will come in at night. Possibly. There seems to be different times of day, right? Right, because this is based on your system clock. So this is the same. Remember that night, the night forest that we just saw a second ago, right here. This is the same as the Emolga footage right here. Right, it's like the same place, but this is in daytime instead of nighttime, right? So there's a little shroomish, right? So more environments, more Pokemon. This is the Savannah area again. Do we see what the name of that is? It doesn't have a name. O-N-M maybe? It's hard to tell. It's better be the 02 or the 012. This would be really sick for those. Something like that. Oh, can we see his face a little more? Bro, this is just some Instagram kid. But I'm happy that it's on rails. Now beach skies won't be so boring. Makes me worried about time travel in the speedrun. This right here has to be gameplay. What do you mean has to be? Like, that looks really clean, and I hope that's what it looks like. I hope that this is like what the game looks like. I doubt we'll see this, right? This is just like a cinematic, right? This is like close to what gameplay footage would look like. But what I think is really silly is like you can like they're not zoomed in, right? Like they fucking forgot the thing. Also, you notice that this is like where that ends off, so it's like there's no way this is footage. This is just like, it's just, and also the fucking cursor's down there. They're taking a picture. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? Yoink. So, not actual gameplay footage, by the way. Note, not actual gameplay footage. Rule of thirds, maybe? Maybe. I don't fucking know, dude. You don't see them making that for a cinematic? Bro, this is the announcement trailer. This is the hype train. Bro, this is the hype train. You think they wouldn't go the extra mile for the hype train? Like, think of every E3 announcement, right? You remember the E3 Watch Dogs announcement? How the fucking rain was coming down and there was like puddles and you would see the raindrops in the puddles and like the graphic quality was fucking stellar, right? And the game comes out and it's like, oh, this game kind of looks like shit, right? And everyone's like, what the fuck happened? What happened to the E3 demo, right? It's like literally not thing. And how they disabled that for the release? Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, it's almost like whenever they announce things and show things off, they kind of pretty it up a little bit. They put a little makeup on it. You know, they want to make it look pretty. I'm just saying. Right? And I'm willing to bet that would be in the final game, in the final footage here. But this is like literally shot for shot nostalgia. This is fucking nostalgia, right? Because this is like the same scene that we see every time whenever you play the game, right? If you don't skip the cutscene, there's like that purple bzzz, right? And then you show up and then it's like camera turns around and then you're like controlling it and then you're going off, right? This is literally the opening in like every level. You know what I mean? That right there, that camera motion of like, this is like you showing up and then the camera comes in behind and then like now you're playing. Like, that is shot for shot exactly what it is in the first game. It's nostalgia, right? So, I'm not saying that this isn't in the game. I don't know what's in the game. I'm just saying, like, they're trying to pull on those heartstrings, dog. So they're going for. Yeah, that one, the ROM Master, the Watch Dogs is the one thing. It's like, I remember that specifically because I'm like, that seems weird that they would disable it when it could have handled it. Levon, you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a cinematic. I'm not saying that this isn't in the game. I'm saying that this is someone's idea of what the gameplay will look like, but they don't have that yet. We haven't gotten there yet. They haven't made the game that far. They've made this level and this environment, and they're like, okay, let's create some cinematics that would sort of mimic gameplay, but this isn't actually gameplay, right? It's a cinematic that someone created to make it look like it's gameplay, but it's not, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't even know where the disconnect for our stuff is, but I'm like this isn't gameplay footage, though. This is not gameplay footage. This is someone set up a moving camera. You know, it's easier to make a CG video than it is to make a game. Exactly. That's exactly it, right? Someone is making a moving camera and they're like panning the camera around and they're like, oh, here's a Pokemon. And like, we're going to zoom in and like, ching, they did a flash. They just added these on-screen HUD elements, right? They made it somewhat what it should be. So please tell me Professor Oak is part of the mission hub for this game. I don't know. We haven't seen Professor Oak yet. Also, hi, Benton. How's it going? Thank you for resubbing with Prime. Do I not have my alerts on here? That's annoying. So, these islands are where Pokemon live. It's Bentonio, bro. Take a look at Pokemon Go footage. That shot right there, it's gonna be glorious. Like, this is a cinematic, right? These are all CG things they put together. So, back from the dead, baby! Bruh. But yeah. getting our long-awaited ghost level. Who knows, dude? Who knows? The Big Haunt. Looks like it's being developed by Bandai Namco. There we go. I can speak. So this will be interesting. This will really be really interesting. But, dude, I gotta tell you, oops, bro, like it was so weird today. I knew that there was gonna be a Pokemon Direct thing. I guess I knew. I didn't really care. It was what's even crazier is that I forget. It was like Monday, I think, like literally just a day or two ago. I was, I think we were in the Discord. Someone was like, "Oh man, maybe we'll see Snap." Actually, I'm looking at it right now. It was on the 14th, right? It was 3 days ago. Who pinged you first? I was asleep. I woke up and I had like 4 pings. So the official website says make your own photo decks. Damn, you're gonna have patches to deal with? What? I am more hyped for Ekans to finally get in the game. Dude, he got cut so long ago, dude. He's back. Hopefully. But sequel this game with modern day technology is almost overdue at this point. They could capture the beauty of Pokes and people would buy it because it's Pokemon. It's hard to even imagine they wouldn't have made a sequel. Said it's not really that hard. I mean, based on like the interviews and things that they've done before, they've said like we want to make a Pokemon Snap 2, but they're like we want to make things interesting. We don't want to make just another game just to make another game. Like we want to make a game that has a gimmick, right? Like back in 1999, not everyone had a camera on them all the time, right? So you didn't always have like a really high definition camera. Like most people didn't. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like I don't expect them to ever make this. Yeah, because they're like we have to have like a gimmick of some kind to bring people in. There probably will be, Levon. There probably will be. If not in game, it'd be like Animal Crossing, where you could just save it to your Switch and then you can post it to Twitter. I hope there's not off-rail sections. But anyways, yeah, I woke up today and AP had pinged me. CJ, maybe? I don't remember if you did or didn't. Funyuns had pinged me. I think somebody tweeted at me. And I just rolled out of bed. I'm like, I'm going to, get up. I didn't do anything. I literally got out of bed. I went downstairs and I turned the video on. And I was just like, holy shit. I never thought in my life I would ever see this day. Right? I legitimately was like, I had given up hope so long ago, dude. I had been waiting for this game for so long, bro. So long. 20 years, dude. 20 fucking years for a sequel. I didn't DM you. I knew you'd get enough pings. Yeah, trust me. I got plenty. So I woke up, saw people posting in Snap Discord, and immediately went to YouTube so I didn't spoil through Twitter. There you go. Said it yesterday. I was like, yeah, right. Shut the fuck up. Every year. Exactly, dude. Every fucking year, it's always like, oh man, maybe Snap 2. I'm like, guys, let's just move on, right? It's like those fucking Disney movies or whatever, where you see like the one person who's like giving up hope, and they're like, come on, guys, no, don't wait. Let's not wait here anymore. Like we have to go. It's like, no, but I want to wait. I want to believe. I hadn't given up hope, man. As long as you've been alive, bro. Yeah, see, Adam made that. Pokemon Snap will never happen. Never thought I'd see the day. We actually have Snap 2. What's funny is that, like, I don't know, man. Is that, like, plug the birthday? Yeah, real quick. I just wanted to say, like I was moved. Like, seriously, I watched that and I broke down into tears. Like, thinking about it makes me want to cry again. But I broke down into tears. Literally. I watched this video and I was like, holy fuck, it's real. It's actually happening. I don't know. And it's weird because it's like, I'm not like super excited. I'm not super happy. Not like anything. I don't feel anything really. I was just overwhelmed. It was so crazy. And I was eating dinner. I was like literally heating up my food, and I was thinking about it. I cried again, dude. Please don't remake, just release a patch. So, anyways, before CJ leaves, I wanted to post again since we had a lot of people here. We are currently doing. Actually, I can just make it. I can just swap over this real quick. Go to my channel thing here. Boosh. So this Saturday, June 20th, that's in 3 days. In 3 days, we're doing Speed Docs' second birthday. I think it's our actual birthday is like the 23rd or something like that. But so we're gonna be doing a birthday stream for that. It's gonna start around 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm gonna read that in a second, Shu. I want to get my spiel out. So start around 4 p.m. Going probably until like 10 p.m. We're gonna be watching some of our favorite videos. And stuff like that. So come hang out. We're gonna have people who are there's a couple things. We're gonna have some people who are gonna come over, and we're gonna have like a little bit of Q&A, sort of. I don't know about Q&A, but we'll have like the discussion section where we're gonna have people from the videos, from the games. They'll come in and we'll have a chat and just catch up with them, see what they've been up to, see what their thoughts on the video were, and all that kind of stuff. So quick post something on Speed Doc's Twitter about Snap for free clout. Maybe. I'll post it at some point. But yeah, so what was I trying to say? Yeah, come check that out. We also have a big announcement. Big announcement. It's going to be during the stream. Come hang out. Yeah. Second birthday, second Snap game, baby. Come hang out. It'll be fun. Who's your favorite wrestler? Booker T. Let's see. But yeah, so coming out this Saturday, June 20th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be watching some of our favorite videos and having a chat with runners, and we're having a big announcement. So please stay tuned. Come swing by. It'll be a lot of fun. I promise. Okay. Julie posted something. My stepbrother and I aren't super close or anything, but we both love Snap. I remember when they announced Snap Pokemon Go at 30 years old, he ran upstairs into the room, almost jumping out of excitement. We had a super long talk about how we wish they'd do Snap. Can't wait to tell him. Dude. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I get chills sometimes thinking about it. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Dude. Oops. 20 fucking years, dude. It's going to be Poggy over this announcement. That sidebar stuff removed? Is there like a way to just cover that up? Gutting Twitter to not be so trash. Damn. Did you write like an extension or something? But yeah. So here's a few things I want to talk about before we move too far away from the topic of things from the trailer, right? What I think makes Snap a good game, and then also what makes it a good speed game, and then what I hope gets carried over, right? I mean, brainstorming about this announcement. I'll start shit posting. So, I noticed that there were new environments, right? And not just like, I guess, so there's beach, right? Beach is back, right? We have a new beach environment, but that's fine. Beach is not a bad environment. A lot of cool things. It's sort of where the, ocean and land mass meets, and it creates an interesting environment there. Tropical, right? So, the beach area is cool. Yeah, beach. There was a beach in the first game. The new environments, though, there was a plains or a savanna. I think they're the same. just different sections of it. We see like sort of like the long rolling hills, right? And you would see like the Bouffalints or whatever they were called running around, right? So you had like the other Pokemon. They also had like there was that little like lake area with like pathways and like the birds were flying overhead. That was great. That's one we haven't seen before. That was one of those beta ones that didn't make it into the game. So that was a lot of fun to see. There's also just an ocean level where you're just going out in the ocean and you're like hanging out with the water. The water looked a little too clear. IMHO. You could like totally see all the Pokemon in full color and everything just under the water with like a little wavy effect over them. That was kind of weird. But yeah, that's cool, and I'm glad. Just the first course. I hope they're not long courses. So, yeah, I mean, it was just fun to see. We get to see new biomes and things like that. There's also the foresty area, right? You know, water is supposed to be clear. I guess so, but I mean, I've been to like nice places like Jamaica where they have like clear water and stuff like that. I've been to those places, and it's a little murky after like 10 feet, right? I don't know. This means we have to get new setups for HD speedruns. But yeah. Get on my fucking level, bro. In before someone's like, bro, I have to buy a Switch to play Pokemon Snap. Good. Pay to win. Or some bullshit. Hey. Valley's on. There was that foresty area, which kind of looked like another part of the plains, but at the same time, it also looked like a totally new area. So, ocean was new, plains was new, that foresty area was new. Those are all new environments we've never seen in a Snap game before. Right. So that's what I'm interested in. I will finally get good use out of my Elgato. That's right. You hope the emulators are accurate enough when it's released. I hope. Maybe. We'll see. Lucky me, all I need to do is get a new game. Hell yeah, brother. Candy's gonna have a usable controller. We're all screwed. Dude. You got Joy-Con drift. So I noticed there were daytimes, or like day cycle parts. There was a day, night, a dusk, and a dawn, I think. There was at least a day and a night and a sunset, right? So I'm curious if, you know, would be really interesting. I think it'd be really sick. So imagine Pokemon Snap, right? Except the first level you go to is daytime. The second level you go to is evening time. The third level you go to is nighttime. And the fourth level you go to is morning, right? What if they were different? That would create really cool routing options where literally it's like, okay, if I only have 2 stages available at the front, right? Like let's say I start off with 2 stages and then it's daytime. Which one has better daytime? And then which one has better evening time, right? And then what has the best nighttime, right? You unlock a third stage, but that third stage is only good for like daytime, right? Like the daytime is like way better than the other 3, right? So it's like, okay, what do we do, right? How do we work out our routing based on what time things are? I think that'd be really sick to like have it where it's like you can't control the daylight cycle, but you can. You know what I mean? I think it would be really annoying if it was your actual time of day, and it would just be unrealistic, right? Because people would literally have to like wait until like later in the day to play. Like this is an Animal Crossing. Nothing really uses that day cycle. So I don't think that they would do that. I think it would be way smarter for them to do it in game, because then you don't have to like quit out and just go back. This is an Animal Crossing, bro. A lot of RNG to be more realistic, just not thinking about it. Yeah. Think about the gameplay they are going for. A casual, immersive experience. Listen, I don't think they want you to play for like 12 hours a day so that you can get to, they don't want you to like, all right, I guess I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. so I can go catch or go take a picture of some fucking morning Pokemon. Like, fuck that. That's like way too like realistic, right? That's way too much realism in their game, right? I highly doubt that they would go for that. I get your concern though, Like, I don't think that it's unfounded. I just don't think that that's actually what they're going to do. Realize this means mobile snap? Yeah, dude, you can play it whenever you go. You could snap and chill in our rooms. Exactly, bro. Have a faux camera mode when in handheld. It would be nice if they had like a motion camera kind of thing. That would be pretty fun. I would hope so. But I feel like I was going somewhere with something. This will be controversial. Okay. He doesn't want motion controls. Thinks that'd be a bad idea. I personally don't think that's a great idea. Labo VR world record. Ring Fit Adventure, Ring Con, and exercise mechanics of the game. Okay, that is an unpopular opinion. Some people wanted Wii U Snap, and I don't get it. I don't know. I listen. I would have asked for Pokemon Snap 2 on anything. Honestly, I just wanted a new game. Squat to move the car. It's like one of those old fucking rail cars. You gotta fucking. I'm just imagining you have like you gotta do squats. It's like, all right, guys, you gotta move. Oh, take a picture. Bro, Levon's over here like, I'm feeling the burn. The 3DS would have been way better, I think. Did you see the trailer? There was a spot where Rob was walking. Was there? Did you see the butler? I haven't seen the butler. Jeeves. Chop chop. Snap 2 on Virtual Boy. A little more logical, natural. What if the on-foot mode was Ring-Con mode? There you go. Taking a picture. Interesting. It'd probably still be on rails, and I'd be fine if it was walking around, but on rails. I'm going to get to that in a second, all right? I have points about this, right? I will argue to the death that being on rails is for Snap's benefit. Unironically, more Virtual Boy homebrew games than our official games. I'm not surprised, because they only made like 10, right? So I noticed the day-night cycle. I think it'd be really sick. So if they implement it right, I think it would be really interesting, right? If they are different, right? Let's say some Pokemon only come out at this time, some Pokemon only come out at this time, or this time, or this time, or in certain locations during certain times of day, right? Then that opens up more routing options. Because one of the things that I don't really care about for Pokemon Snap 1 is that there are no routing options. There is one route, which is the optimal route, and like everything else is garbage, right? Like there's no other route that is like possibly useful. It's like, nah, man, if you're not doing the route, yeah, getting it right. If you don't get the game right, then you're fucking up, right? So I hope that there are options. And obviously, it's like there will be an optimal route, but I mean, the fact that I would just like to have like, oh, there's like 2 Magneton pictures you could go for. One's easier and it's a little less, and one's harder and it's a little more, right? And then the pros would go for the harder one that's faster and gets you more points or something, right? Like, I think that would be fun to actually have options, right? Oh, the Cramorant is over there, or there's a Cramorant right here. This one's worth a little less, that one's worth a little more. Right? And if you're good, you can get a better score on this one, but that means you might miss out on something else or something, right? That in particular, I'm kind of like, I don't really know how that's going to work out. But I think that it opens up the possibility for more routing options, and I would love to see that. And I think the day-night cycle thing could possibly be that. Moving on. So I noticed it's on rails, right? It definitely wants to show you that it's on rails because it has that one cinematic where it's like whooshoo, right? That like literally build that like light bridge thing. Maybe, dude, it'll be a brand new game, so they'll probably patch it out. But what if, bro? Here's what we're talking about. So being on rails. So the one thing I keep coming back to with on rails is that let's say, like, here's the thing, right? What makes Pokemon Snap interesting? Is it the Pokemon walking around and eating grass? Or is it the Pokemon that sort of like do their idle animation and they just kind of stand there? Is that interesting? Is that cool? Or is the interesting thing, you know, watching Sandshrew just sort of mill about? You know, watching Charmander just kind of stand there and Magmar kind of stand over there too. Is that the thing that's fun? Or is the thing that's fun, like, you make them fight and then the one evolves and they have like an interaction? Or the thing that's interesting, like, you come around a corner and then like a bunch of Pokemon are flying at your face, right? Or analogous to bird watching. Pokemon interact with the environment, right? That's what makes things fun. Aged whale with 6 people. Thanks for the host, my man. How's it going, dude? Is how immersive. You use the word immersive, and I'm not sure if you mean that. So here's what's interesting. Chugged. Oof. Ripperinos, dude. That's rough. That's rough, my man. So here's what I want to say. When you come around the corner and the Pidgeys are coming at you, and then they come out to the Meowth and they hit him with a whirlwind, right? That's an interesting sort of set piece. That's what we call a set piece, right? That is literally an orchestrated event where the game designers and, you know, like in the, not storyboard people, but, you know, like somebody went in and they scripted that these Pokemon were going to fly in at this time. Whenever you get close, they're going to fly in. They're going to be like right here in front of you as you're going, right? And then they're going to come over here and they're going to do their thing, right? They're going to do some interesting action, right? They're going to interact with their environment in a new and interesting way, right? And that's like something that you can't get with just like letting them roam free, right? No, you can't. No, you can't. Let me tell you why, right? So whenever you come around the corner and the Pidgeys are right in front of you, right? When they come in front of you, if I could stop, turn around, and walk away, then that whole experience is lost. That whole experience is lost if you can't predict where I'm going to be, right? So let's say I have to walk along this path, right? I can only move forward. I can slow down or I can speed up, but I have to walk along this path. Then you can have things like jump out, right? You can have things that happen overhead, right? Or maybe something scary happens behind you, right? You can look around and you can see, but you have to still keep moving. It's like a haunted house. If you've ever been to a haunted house, they want you to move through the house, right? They are railroading you to go through the house to give you a curated experience. If you have an open world style, and let's say you have fucking, what's the Tyranitar versus the Tyrant monster dinosaur one? The one with the crown, the jaw? You know what I'm talking about. That guy. If they're like fucking fighting and duking it out, and you're over here just fucking looking at Pidgeys, that whole experience is wasted. Tyrantrum or whatever, yeah. Like, that whole like experience is wasted. And what if you're on the other side of the world and you just see on the distance, you look in the distance and you see some weird Pokemon are like doing some shit, right? It's like, that's like lost. That's lost on you, right? But what if you had to walk next to them? What if you had to drive next to them and they were fighting in front of you? That's like way more interesting. They can still be set pieces that catch your eye. They'd have to be like monuments, though. Like, they'd have to be like stationary, non-moving things, right? And like, oh, I want to go see what that is, right? That's the problem, though. That's just like, it just doesn't work that well, right? You know when the Pidgey came in and swooped in and grabbed the Magikarp and moved away? Like, it's like waiting for you to be right there because it knows you have to be right there, right? That's why they moved it so close. That's why it flies over you. Like, it's so much easier and pays off so much more if you can tell where the person is going to be when you do that, right? If you have to like step on a pressure plate to make a bomb go off, right? Like, then you know that like the person is going to be right here when that happens, and then they're going to see like what you want them to see. So as an orchestrator, it makes it way easier. So that's why it's like people want the open world experience. I really don't think that that's what you want. You would play it and you'd be like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like, you would get way less out. And they could be looking away. That's true. But it's also like, it's like it's happening right here, and if I'm looking over here, like, it's like, I don't know. It'd be like punching you in the face. I don't know how to describe it. Like, there's something happening right in fucking front of you, or it's like way over there. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I meant to do this. There we go. Anyways. So, I don't know. Point is that I think it doesn't work that way. Sorry, I'm making sure that none of this is going on. So, I would rather discover those cool things on my own rather than have them shoved down my throat. Just like way more work. Just way more work. And that's not what Pokemon Snap is. That's Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is an exploration game. Pokemon Snap is not an exploration game. I don't think it's ever realistic for it to be open world just because so much would have to be added to the game to make it work. Exactly. It's like, it's just that you can make a dressed up set piece that looks really great. It's like the fucking Disney World, right? Where it's like you go on a ride, you sit in a boat, and you go through the area, and it's like, it's a small world after all. It's like, it's way easier to create a way better experience with way less if you put them on rails, right? Maybe in the future you can come up with some like crazy open world idea where it's like Breath of the Wild, where things are happening all the time, right? You know, but that involves having like these really intricate systems that work in so many ways. But as a game designer, it's so hard to make those things really land, right? Which is why it's like everyone wants this, but you're not going to get that now, and you're definitely not going to get that anytime soon. I think. I really don't think. Unless this game sells 1 billion copies, right? I don't think that Nintendo's going to be encouraged to make more, you know? To make a way more in-depth Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Snap, you know? Because I agree with Levon. In a perfect world, it could be interesting, but it's also like you have to cater to the masses. Because one of the things that you think about is, Levon, you and I would be able to do that because we like Breath of the Wild. We like open world games where we get to explore and stumble upon really cool and interesting things happening in our world. We would do good at that, right? You and I, we both play video games and we're both knowledgeable and like exploring, right? But imagine like Shuli. Is Shuli going to be able to find everything, right? No offense, Shuli. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's like some people out there, they're going to have a hard time, you know, making sure that they can find stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. No offense. No offense, Joe. But like, you know, like some people are like, oh, Pokemon Snap. My mom could play Pokemon Snap, right? But if your mom was playing an open world game, they'd be like, where do I go? What do I do? And they like get lost. You know, it's too much to keep track of. Not for Snap. Not for Snap, I don't think. Unless they somehow integrated, you know... Well, that's the thing, is you can't make a game around that. You can make a Breath of the Wild game around that, absolutely. Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be great. I'm going to love it. I'm sure. So... I just don't think that having a big open world area like that would be a good idea. Just because I just don't think that that's... Like, people don't... I don't know. Even regular Pokemon isn't open world. Well, yeah, I get what you mean. It's not open world. There are roadblocks, yeah. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to put my thoughts into words here. Okay. So my question is that how do you gamify that? Right? Like, that's a cool... That can be done on rails, yeah. Done on butts. That's true. How do you gamify that? So what I think is really great about Snap, especially Snap 1, which is kind of where the next part of my conversation that I want to have, the thing that makes Snap 1 great is that it actually gamifies this whole experience really well. You start at the front and you go all the way to the end, and the level's over, which means that there is inherently a maximum time limit that you can play for. Right? You can't go backwards, which means if you miss it, you have to do it again. But here's the thing, right? You have a set time limit, which means that you keep things fresh, but keep things moving, right? You have to act fast and react accordingly. That's something I wrote down at some point. Act fast and react accordingly. Whenever the duo jumps out, it's like, oh shit, get a picture. Okay, is that good points, right? Oh, it's gonna come back around to get another picture, right? If you can walk around to your heart's desire, like, that guy's just gonna move on and go somewhere else. Like, it loses a lot of the impact of, like, I get to do things on a timer, right? I have to be able to react. It's like playing a game where the game is throwing things at you and you have to, like, be able to, like, dodge or, like, catch, right? Unless you want to play with the Charmanders. Yeah, that's definitely casual pick 101. I mean, they could be like, all right, you got 10 minutes. But it's like artificial. What if you're in the middle of taking a good picture and the timer runs out? You know what I mean? It feels less rewarding. It feels like, oh, it's just artificial. There's an artificial timer here. Why? What if I wanted to spend 35 hours literally taking pictures of Bouffalant or whatever? I keep going back to Bouffalant for some reason. The whole game is artificial. Thank you, Rob. Very meta. We're living in a simulation, right? But it's finality, right? I don't know. My point is that it's like, why there's a time limit, though, because the card is always moving forward. Like, it makes sense that it's like, I can't turn around and go back and do that anymore. I don't know. This is where it's like, I think that implementing the timer that way feels way more organic than just slapping 10 minutes on the board. That just doesn't seem, I don't know, it just doesn't jive. I get what you're saying, though. Not a bad point, though. Like, what if you want to take more pictures of Magneton and then, oops, you ran out of time. Sorry. At least it's like, oh, I'm moving too far. Oh, God, the door's right there. As opposed to like, oh, timer, it's like 3, 2, 1. I don't know. Time is an organic part of the Pokemon series. Interesting. Safari zones and things. But Safari zone's based on steps, right? It's also based on, like, well, I guess you have limited resources. But so I guess my point is, it gamifies things, right? So imagine Star Fox, right? Another on-rail shooter game, right? You have to shoot at things, you have to collect items, and, like, navigate, and, like, you get points for killing more stuff, and you get bombs, you get upgrades, there's, like, secret pathways and things like that, right? At the end of the game, at the end of the level, you get a score, and then that score adds up at the end, right? The thing about Snap is that it's the same thing. You start the level, you have a certain amount of time to get your scores, and then at the end, it's like, okay, how did you do? You're not going to do perfect every time. It leaves you room for improvement. If it's an open world game that have 10 minutes, you could spend all 10 minutes taking like one really good Pokemon picture, right? But putting you on rails forces you to go through the entire thing, right? For as long as you want to go to. You can obviously save and quit. But if you want to get to the end, you have to go through the whole thing. So forcing you to go through the whole level in a certain time frame, just, I don't know. There are absolutely ways for an open world just to be just as good, but it takes significantly more development time. I agree. And I also feel like there's more areas where you could fuck up. Which is why I keep pushing for this. It's like, the on-rails thing is a good thing. You know what I mean? It's actually a good thing. there could potentially be apples to oranges. You're destroying Andros Zavri, you know. But my point is that there is an alternate universe where somebody made the perfect open world Snap game, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't exist now, and it might not ever exist, right? It's just, there's way more places where it could fuck up, and that's my worry. I just have a feeling that, like, any company that tries to take that on just would not succeed. It wouldn't be fun, it wouldn't be engaging, and, I mean, it would be interesting, and it'd be a cool, like, is that the perfect Snap game would be open world. There are so many creative ways around the problems you were thinking of. The only thing is the amount of work needed to develop the game is unrealistic for a spin-off Pokemon game. I think even for like a AAA title, I think that would be almost unrealistic, personally. And I agree with you. In the end, the perfect option would be the perfect open world game. But I agree where it's like, it's unrealistic to get there. Your idea and my idea of unrealistic might be a little different, but I think we could both agree that maybe. The Wildlife Simulator would take a lot of time. But I think one of the things that makes Breath of the Wild so much fun is like combat is a part of that. Survival is a part of that. I just don't think that's like what Pokemon Snap is about, though. Pokemon Snap is like, all right, we're going to go to this place, we're going to take pictures, we're going to get scores, and that's it. And to make that into a like gritty survival exploration game, so okay, I'll secede. What is that? What's the word I'm looking for? I'll agree to that, where on rails is the way to go, and I agree with you there, right? It's not the only way to go. It's just the best way to go right now. Turn into survival horror. So that's my thought, right? Anyways, so I want to get into reasons why I think Snap 1 is a good game and a good speed game, right? The reason we like Pokemon Snap is you get to see Pokemon in the wild. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So seeing it in the wild, in their environment, like actually seeing Pokemon like sort of like live, and I don't know, it's just really fun and interesting because normally you just see them like on a battlefield in the game, right? Soft rail sections, choose paths. I would love to see, that's going to be my thing that I want to see at some point. I guess I want to see branching paths, right? I would love if there was a part where it's like halfway through the level, it's like you can choose to go left or you can choose to go right. You know what I mean? And both would have different Pokemon, and maybe they eventually come back and meet later on, but I would love to see some kind of like branching paths. I'd also like to see where it's like I can drift way over here, maybe way over there. I would also think it'd be really cool. Imagine, like, you know how like in Tunnel, the opening part of Tunnel, you can drift way to the left or way to the right? I think it'd be really cool if they expanded that way big. What if you could drift way the fuck over there and way the fuck over there, and there's like this big open plains area you could sort of just go around, and Pokemon would walk through the middle, right? And you could walk among them, and they maybe avoid you, or you could bump into them, and they're like, brrr, and they go around, right? I thought about that, Rom, because a lot of that kind of feels like the same level. You know what I mean? Like the beach and the ocean level, they're like, it's just like this part over here and that part over there, right? Possibly. I could see that. So seeing Pokemon in the wild in their environment is what we like to see. And now that we have, like, now we're on Switch technology, this is going to make things better, honestly. Having the Switch technology, you're going to see way more animations, you're going to see way more interesting things. The N64 was limited to what they could do. It looks fine for what it is, but being able to see it in like full 60 FPS, beautiful, smooth, buttery graphics, it's gonna be really nice, and I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Right. One of the things I saw was like, we like to see the Pidgeys like fly over us. We like to see the Kangaskhan run up to the cart and scream at us. We like to see, you know, the Meowth that runs in front of our cart. But we like to see stuff like you knock the Magikarp into the waterfall, and then Gyarados comes out and spits like a hydro pump in front of you. Like, that's cool, right? The Dragonite that comes out of the whirlpool and flies over you, that's cool, right? Getting to see that kind of shit, like, epic. Like, we have all these Pokemon. I'd love to see, like, either some legendaries would show up, or I'd love to see, like, more stuff comes out. Instead of it just being like, oh, this or that, it's whatever. I like to see, like, big stuff happen, you know, and crazy stuff happen. Not just like, oh, there's some bit of building a dam. Oh, there's a Crawdaunt. It's over there, you know, picking up shells. Or a Pukey-Mookie is like picking up an apple, right? I want to see some fucking cool shit, bro. I want to see a Wailord jump out and create a tidal wave, and I have to crash through the tidal wave. I want to see, you know, Skarmory like fly over and, you know, I don't know. I want to see like Pokemon fighting, right? I want to see like a big fight happens in front of us, or like a stampede of Bouffalints come down. Yeah, it's not Game Freak this time, exactly. So we might, it's Bandai Namco, so we might actually see some things that are cool. I don't know what those are, but yeah. So like I said, I would love to see more interesting set pieces, but what makes Snap a good game is the set pieces around the cart, stuff like that. Since you can only control it so much, they can create interesting things. Interesting levels that show off a variety of Pokemon, right? One of the things it's kind of weird, but that I like, is that they have levels like Volcano, right? That's not a realistic-looking volcano. There was a volcano, but it's a bunch of like lava and a bunch of rocks. Like, what the fuck is this, right? But we got to see Fire-type Pokemon. Like, come up with interesting ways to see, like, how do we see ghost Pokemon, right? I'm going to learn a lot of new Pokemon. I hope so. There are now more than 42. I would say it wouldn't want to scare kids, but they had Charizard literally flamethrower you. Exactly. Stuff like that. I want to see, how do we see electric Pokemon, right? I want to see more electric type Pokemon. They did that with like a power plant, right? I want to see something like that. I want to see the fire types, right? How do you see ice types? I want to see ice types, right? What else are we going to see? What else? What's another interesting one? Like ground and rock type. Valley's good for that kind of thing, but, you know, fairy types. I want to see fairy types. I want to see dark types. I want to see poison types. How do I see poison types, bro? Are we going to be in a fucking poison swamp? Like, I want to see some crazy fucking environments, bro. I want to see some crazy shit. Show me what you can do, right? Show me an interesting, believable world environment where I can see these cool Pokemon, right? Grass, easy. Water, easy. Rock and ground, easy. Flying type, easy, right? All those things are easy types that I can see, but show me the bizarre ones. Show me steel. Where do I see steel Pokemon, right? Well, I mean, kind of yes and they kind of no, right? Like in Snap 1, Pikachu isn't in Volcano, right? The Pokemon you see in Volcano are Rapidash, Vulpix, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Magmar, Moltres, Growlithe, Articuno, and Magikarp, right? Those are the only ones we ever see. I would love to see more upgrades. I would like to see more items and more upgrades, right? I'd like to see more things that I can interact with the environment with. I think that'd be sick. But yeah, I hope one of the things I really like, actual apples, exactly. The only level that Magikarp is not in is Rainbow Cloud. But yeah, I would like to see more levels that show off a variety of mons, right? That's what I mainly want to see. So far, we haven't seen anything crazy. We saw a savanna, we saw a beach, we saw a forest, we saw the ocean, right? Those are all very, like, easy to understand and wrap your head around, but I want to see some crazy shit. What I think makes Snap 1 a good speed game is if you're good enough, you can essentially beat everything in one pass. Obviously, you still have to go get apples and, like, quit out and get pesters and then quit out. Those are like the only parts where you don't really get to see beating the level in one pass. But everything else is literally you beat beach, you beat tunnel, you beat volcano, you beat river, you beat cave, you beat valley, then you go back to cave, back to river, then back to volcano, then tunnel, then beach, and then you go to the final level, do the final challenge, and then you're done. Right? If you're good enough, you can beat the entire game in one pass. I would love if Snap 2 has something similar where you can meet the requirements without having to play the same level like over and over and over and over and over again. If you're fucking amazing at photography and you've played the game before and you know exactly what you're doing, I would love to be able to beat the game quickly by play it perfectly and you can go to the next level, right? Or maybe there's at least a route that exists where you can do that, right? Maybe not all routes are viable for that, but some options for that would be really great. Because if not, then Snap 2 could be like a 2-hour long speedrun, and I don't want it to be a 2-hour long speedrun. I'd like it to be like a 30-minute to 40-minute speedrun. Like, that would be perfect. An underwater level would be cool. There's a lot of underwater Pokemon that we never get to see. And that would be like a 3D level, right? Or a 360-degree level instead. So, how do you underwaters work with my Ring Fit Adventure Dream? You could, like, swim? I don't know. I'm making shit up at this point. What song is this? Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. It's a good song, though. Oh, notes, chat. There we go. That's what I want. How do underwater levels work? Yeah. So then you can have, like, it'd be like cave where there's Pokemon above you, below you, to the sides, right? Forward, behind. That could be a lot of fun. I think an underwater level would be a good idea. And if anyone played Halo 2, there was like that one part where you have to like get in the elevator that goes underwater. Does the 0-1 have an underwater mode? We don't know. I would love to see one, but we don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. Why not? But yeah, so I like to see it be able to beat in one pass, which makes it way faster. And maybe like 100% mode would be like more than just beating it as fast as possible. 100% mode could be like a 2-hour run. I'd be cool with that, right? I would actually be really interested in seeing that. But 100% is just shitty any percent. So I would love to see something more along the lines of it might be really long. Exactly. I don't want it to be crazy long, but I would love to see it be like actually longer than 25 minutes. Because it's just 3 minutes longer than 80%. And that's stupid. Bro, why is 100% only 3 minutes longer? That's like literally 15% longer. That's not a lot. That should not be the case. I mean, maybe. I would love... What if, here's big brain moment. What if you can beat the game with like 130k, right? But there's an extra item you get for like 250k. So it creates an actual 100% category that requires you to have good points. Instead of, you could have an all Pokemon category. An all Pokemon category would be classic 100%. But like, what if there's an actual, like, there's an optional top tier shit, right? That would be 100%. That would be a good idea, right? Instead of like, oh, you can go beat the game now. It's like, no, now that we've gotten all that shit, now there's like a goal for you to meet that incentivizes you to do everything really well. And then that's 100%. Right? That would be a good idea. So hopefully, just do 80% till dash engine, they go through. I mean, like, that's the current route. And here's the thing, right? What I was saying earlier, I really hope that Snap 2 has more routing options, because Snap 1 does not have routing options, right? Literally, it's like, in order to get to the way you go fast is by playing the game optimally to the end game, and then just wiping everything out in the end game too fast, right? It's not really enjoyable that way. So that's why it's like, that's why we want to have more interesting things, you know, and more interesting routing ideas, is that creates more like, you know, oh, maybe I don't have enough points. Let me go do this thing real quick. That's a good way to quickly make up points. That'll hurt me later. Or, you know, 100% could actually be like, it actually requires us to think instead of just it is what it is, right? If they come out with awards for getting specific point goals or special events, there would be way too many things to get for 100%. Possibly. I see what you mean. If they go too far with it, then 100% fucking sucks. But I'm just saying, like, we could, it all depends, exactly. We don't know what's going to happen, so we don't know. But don't forget, as a community, we can make up our own categories, right? Maybe all Pokemon is a bad idea, right? Maybe it'd be like Snap 100%, where all Pokemon kind of sucks, right? It's the same thing, except it's just more RNG. It's only a few minutes longer, right? That would be a bad idea. Maybe in Snap 2, it's a good idea. Or maybe getting certain point goals is a good idea, right? So we can always come up with our own categories, depending on how the game actually turns out. So we'll have to wait and see. What makes card? So what I like about Snap 1, Pokemon can reproduce based off our actions. We have sex percent. There you go. The thing I think people kind of overlook about Snap 1 is that cart mechanics. I hope they bring the cart mechanics over, right? Or something similar, right? Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but something similar, right? The idea that you can drift side to the side, right? Having some drift, some wiggle room to get closer or further away is a great idea. Being able to speed up or slow down based on looking forward, sideways, or back, right? That's a great idea. Being able to look forward, lock in the camera, and then keep that speed as you turn, that's another great idea. All those things are perfect ideas, right? That is like literally the best implementation of that you could possibly get, right? Why? Because it allows you to speed up, it allows you to slow down, it allows you to move in closer or further away, it allows you to go fast and like turn and look. And even in a casual setting, if you're like, oh, I don't want to miss this, let me turn around, slow down, lock the camera, and then I can like slowly take a picture of this thing, right? Like being able to have control over that without having to use the analog stick to like actually control it is a great idea. Although I have a feeling it's possible that they could have two sticks where like the left stick is like always like being held forward and the right stick is how you aim and stuff. I hope that's not the case. I could see it being the case, but I hope that's not the case. That would be annoying. Anyways. But the cart mechanics allow for lag reduction, max speed conversation, and because the cart mechanics are consistent, you can make setups for pictures. I actually think there will be both an unzoomed and zoomed in way to take pictures in the game. It's possible, right? It's possible that that's what we saw. I hope that's not what we see. Well, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I'm just curious how that would pan out. I mean, I could see a zoom feature. I don't know. I would be curious to see their implementation, because my thought is that why would you take in a zoomed picture if you can just take an unzoomed picture, right? You know, what's the benefit? Right, points. I mean, is that all? Then why would you go for the big picture if it's worth less points or more points or whatever? I feel like, yeah. I could see. I guess I could see that. If they have different grading criteria, that could be interesting. Again, I'm just like, I want to see the implementation before I really give any judgments too much. Right. So I see what you're saying though, and I think that that was a mistake. It's possible that that was totally intentional. So we'll see. But so one of the things is that cart mechanics allows for setups for pictures, and also because it's on rails, like, it's consistent, right? Whenever you start the game and you're always looking forward, you know that at a certain point, like, if you drift to the right and pass Electrode, or Electabuzz, right, and you get inside the cave, and you look forward, at a certain point you can throw apples, blow up the Electrode, and the cocoon is going to come down, and they're going to be right here, right? So you know you can create setups that are consistent every time. This is why Pokemon Snap is a good speed game. Because you can build a metagame off of consistency, right? If it's different every single time, that's going to be a problem. Some things are controllable, like Magmar and Charmander. Sometimes they spawn in different locations, sometimes they walk in different locations, right? But you can manipulate them with items, right? That's pretty fine. I'm not really too worried about that. It's just that I hope that a lot of the set piece animations are the same every time, or like one of two, right? Maybe you get this cycle, maybe you get that cycle. And so you can be like, okay, this run I didn't get that cycle, but that's fine because that cycle is like this a little bit, it's a little bit worse, a little bit better, right? Like, if it's fine, if you can make a working setup with both of them, one's better, then that's not a big deal. You know what I mean? So, if Zoom Lock isn't a thing to manipulate cart speeds, it would add an aspect of skill. I get what you're... Wait, are you talking about what I'm saying or what you're saying? Because I know what you mean by it add an aspect of skill. It's just that, yeah, I'm not sure I would like that. Mainly because it just fucks with the consistency, right? Like I'm saying, like the thing that I like about Snap is that it's consistent, right? If I look forward and I hold Z, right, then I know I can look around and take pictures, and I'm not gonna fuck up everything, right? I know that I can time this thing to do this. I can time this to do this. I know that if I throw apples at this location, I don't have to look. I know I can get that Slowpoke to move to the spot to do fishing. I know I can throw this to here to like knock this guy here. I know I can snipe Mankey if I just look in this right spot here, right? So consistency is like really good. And I feel like if it takes a little bit longer, then that just, I don't know. It makes things harder for like no reason. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Or I don't know. I could see it possibly being interesting, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's what I like about Snap 1, is that it's consistent. That'll be interesting. Exactly. I think somebody said that earlier. It might have been ROM Master. At some point, somebody said it earlier. Where they said, "I'm curious to see how RNG plays a role, or if they even like think about it and they just do it for funsies, right?" I'm hoping there is no cloister moments of like there's a chance it just won't show up. I would be okay with, it's like, imagine a situation where out of the 3 shelters, or out of the 3 spawn points in River, one of them will be cloister and one of them will be shelter, and then one of them is a wild card, right? And they can be, no cloister at all existing. There you go. Like, I would be okay with, as long as one of those 3, will have a cloister and a shelter, right? So you'll get both no matter what. It's just the exact order that you get them will be different. Like, that's a fine example of RNG, right? It kind of goes against speedrunning, where it's like, oh man, I might lose time because I'm not going to get, if I get third cloister, that's a bad idea. First cloister is what I want, right? But for the interest of just randomness and not having too much control over everything, I would be okay with if they had a situation where 3 Pokemon would spawn, or their 3 spawn locations, and then you'll get both, but then one will be a wild card and their exact order will be different. That would be fine. So personally, at least, I think that'd be fine. If they didn't bring Cloyster back, I wouldn't miss him. No offense. But those are some of the things that I like about Snap 1. Right. So, what I'd like to see, he's back. What I'd like to see being carried over, right? I hope that consistency with animations is like the same, right? Where every time you load up the level, you always get the same kinds of animations. You can predict where they're going to be because they've been there every time, right? That's what we want as speedrunners. They might not do that because they want to create varying and interesting levels, but yeah, I mean, what I want is I want to be able to go into a level every time, and I want to be able to see that every single time. Zazzy, how's it going? But yeah, so I want to be able to plan points because I know that I can consistently get these pictures, these points, because these animations or these cycles are the same. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a little while now. Damn, I've been talking for almost 2 hours now. My throat hurts, no wonder. Anyways, things I want them to bring over. I want a set of items to let me interact with the world. I hope it's not like a million things, right? I don't want a million things, right? I don't want to have like 35 different items, but I would really like to know. Where's my stream remote? Actually, there we go. I would like to see more items and more upgrades, just maybe not like a million of them. Dude, Zazzy, me too. So, like I said, I want to see more items. I don't know what I want to see, but I want to see more. I would love to see more items. We had apples, pesters, and flute. Flute wasn't really that useful. Yeah, we literally said it at the same time, LeVon. Same fucking time. Right? We never got to see a lot of utility from the Poke Flute. Yeah. I am kind of curious though. I wonder what it would be like if we could have. Well, I guess let me finish my thought here. I'll finish my thought. I want to see a set of items come back to be used. Right? We saw the Pokemon apples. Right? I'd like to see pester balls or something similar. I would like to see some other stuff because I think that'd be really cool. It's not often I'm excited about a game, and it's a must-have for me. But this is one of them. Hell yeah! And then I want to see a final challenge level. We had Mew. We have 1,000 legendaries now, right? I would love to see some kind of stage be the final thing, right? And it to actually be a challenge, right? I'd love it to be a little less random than Mew, but like either you have to like hit legendaries with apples or like take pictures in a certain order or something. Like I would love to see some form of final challenge that isn't exactly just take a picture, right? Because what I want to see is I want to see you play the game, then you have like this final moment, a final boss battle, and then it's just mashed to the end, right? Go through all the things, submit the pictures, and time, right? That's a great rush. That's a great feeling when you're on PB pace. You're coming out of Mew. You're like, we fucking did it, boys. We have 15 seconds before it's time, right? And like, we did it. We secured it. That's such a great moment. We were like, yes, we did it. Gah! Mash, time. Right? That's such a good moment. I hope that we get something similar to that. But I would like to see, like I said, I'd like to see a final challenge of some kind. Doesn't have to be exactly like Mew. You don't have to hit it 3 times or whatever. It doesn't have to move like that. I just want to see something similar. But things that I want to see that are new. Obviously, we're seeing new Pokemon. If they didn't bring back like any of the previous Pokemon, obviously they're gonna bring back Pikachu. But I mean, like, you could probably get rid of everything else. I mean, if you have fire types, I'd like to see Arcanine. But beyond that, like, there's so many new Pokemon. I would love to see a totally new cast of Pokemon. So, remembering Lemon blowing his PB, yes. Yes, we all remember. Rest in peace. Things I'd like to see new. I'd like to see routing options. We talked about this. Either I'd like to see more levels be unlocked at a time. Squirtle was there. I think, I know Blastoise was there. A large group of Pichu. Just a stampede of Pichus just running around. So, yeah, like I said, I want to see more routing options. I want to see more levels unlock at a time, or maybe the ability to purchase levels. Like, maybe, think about this, right? You go into a level, you take pictures. Taking pictures gives you points. Those points carry over into some kind of like tokens or something that you can spend, right? It's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to unlock this? Do you want to unlock that? Do you want to unlock that stage? Or maybe that stage, right? Blastoise wasn't in the original. No. Blastoise was not in the original. No. Squirtle was, but not Blastoise. I think that'd be great for routing. Like I said, I want more route options. Or, like I said, the other thing we talked about, I like to be able to either purchase or like select what level I want to go to next. I would love to have the ability to, or if they had branching paths. We talked about this. What if you go to beach and you go to beach left side, right? Maybe beach left side during the daytime is better. This is the best option, and then beach right side at nighttime is the best, right? So depending on whatever time of day you're in, depends on which side you want to go to, right? I would love to see more routing options. Simply just like, because we talked about it, when you play Pokemon Snap, you play beach, you get as much points as you can, you go into tunnel, you unlock apples, and then you play tunnel again, you unlock the next stage, you go through volcano, get enough points, you get pesters, you do pesters, right? Of course it has 279 viewers right now. Of course. Why wouldn't it? So, I would love to see more options, because otherwise it's just, I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. What else? More routing options is what I want to see. And I want to see a more consistent final challenge. I'd love to see something. I want to see, like, not Mew per se. I want to see something similar, but not quite the exact same. I don't want to see Mew again. But I would love to see something in the same vein. I don't know what, but I want to see something else. But I want to see it. I want to be more consistent. Like, I want to be able to beat that on a regular time basis so that we know what our time is going into it. Why would you feel guilty? Listen, if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. You can, like, people can not tune into the stream. That's fine if they don't want to talk about it. It doesn't get that many viewers very often. So, all right. Any final thoughts? Any final conclusions that we want to talk about? I'm pretty much wrapped up here. You're going to get world record? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Levon. I think I'm actually going to end stream here pretty soon. I'm going to rest my voice over a little bit. And tonight I'll do some Snap speedruns. But I just literally spent 2 hours talking nonstop. So I can hear it in my voice. New Snap game? Hell yeah, new Snap game. It's been 21 years. 21 years. We finally get a new one. Bro. This shit is whack. What a time to be alive, bro. What a time. 21 years was the last time you felt happiness? That's not true. Yeah. Were you alive 21 years ago? I forget how old AP is, but he's older than 21, I think. I think he's like 23, 24 maybe. I actually don't know. He could be 17 for all I know. In one of the Discords, AP's name is a 15-year-old apparently. I'm 6. What is this? Collins thought I was 15. That's right. He is between 15 and 50. Oh, Collins is crazy. Who was it? Collins didn't believe Rizu was black. Literally. I don't know why. I don't know on what basis. But literally, Rizu comes into chat and was like, hey, what's going on, guys? And he's like, yo, what's up, Rizu? And then at some point, Rizu said, like, come on, bro, or something like that. And Collins like, or I don't know, something came up, and Collins like, Reese, you're not black, and he's like, yeah, I am. He's like, what? No, you're not. There's no way. I was like, what the fuck? It was so funny. I was like, what the fuck are you on about, Collins? And then it's like, I don't believe you. And then like send a picture, and it's like, that's Rizu. Oh, what the fuck? I was like, dude, you're dumb. What the fuck? Pop them later, depending if I'm sleeping or not. Sounds good. I mean, in classic white guy fashion, I don't know a whole lot of black people. You know, I don't have too many like close friends that are black. I have a lot of coworkers and acquaintances that are black, but I don't have a lot of like close, intimate relationships with black people. So, you know, not that I'm avoiding them, but I don't think I've never met anyone who's like wants to be a close friend of mine. So, AP, I know the feeling. I think in my graduating class there was like 2 black people, and my whole tenure at that school, I remember like just a handful. There were not a lot. Although I went to a private school, not a public school, so it's like, does that mean anything? I don't know. I had a class of 40 people, right? So my graduating class was literally like 41 people. It means thing? What? I mean, I don't know, Zazzy. It's whatever. Like, we can be politically correct, or we can call them what they call themselves, which is black. You know, we're white people, they're black people. We're all people, you know. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what we call people. You know. It's also weird to call people African American. Like, we're getting off topic here, and I'll. I don't know. I'm gonna like. Do I want to have this discussion? I'm gonna get canceled. I don't know. Only thing I'm gonna say is the term African American is a little weird because you can have people who are like in different countries, right? You can have people who are like in London, like in England, right? They have people in Europe, and they can be of African descent, right? But you call them, they're African American. They're not American. Like, yeah, they're African. They're not American. You know, that's the thing I have. That's the problem that I have with that term, right? That's the only time where I'm like, that just seems like a weird term, you know, to call them Americans. When, you know, as like a blanket term for all of them, it's like, you know, it seems like it's indicative of American sort of political correctness culture. So, exactly. If they're not in North or South America, it makes no sense. And that's why I think it's a weird term. So, anyways, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop before I get canceled. So, yeah, but that also implies that you have to be American, right? You know, what if you became a Norwegian citizen, right? Are they going to call you a European American over there? No. You can be un-American. You can be European, or you can be white, or you can be black, Caucasian, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to get canceled. We're just gonna stop talking about it, just because it's like, I don't know, man. Someone's gonna take this clip and they're gonna like blackmail me with it, right? Yeah, I mean the term literally means native, like they are from here. All right. Matt, please. Stereotype of a black male misunderstood, but it's still all good. All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Anybody have any more topics related to Pokemon Snap specifically that we can talk about? Because we're fixing to wrap up here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then I'll my sex life. I mean, yeah. All right. Cool. Hit me with it, Matt. What are your thoughts? The water is really good in the trailer. It's almost too good. You know what I mean? Hang on. I think I still have the trailer pulled up. I do. Like, this is all cool. It even gets like fuzzy and stuff around here. I mean, that's unfortunate, but that's cool. The water here looks really nice. I like that water style. Nothing crazy. It just looks almost too clear. Like, the fact that you can see all that, I don't know. Where is it? I think it's here. Like that looks so good, right? Like the coral reefs and shit. That looks immaculate and beautiful, and I love that. Where's chat? There it is. I love the music. I'm really excited for the music in this game, bro. Whoever the composer for Snap did a great job. I would hope that they come back to do this one, or somebody sort of like takes that, because the song in the trailer is beautiful. I actually love the song in the trailer. Yeah. It's a little bit oversaturated. I'm not a fan of the bloom. I mean, obviously this isn't gameplay, so this is going to be tuned down a bit. This is all cinematic stuff. But I love the music in this. It's a very trailer song, though, honestly. Under construction. Bell, awesome. Is there anything we can gain from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. So is footage from a game under development, right? Obviously, so it's kind of implies that this is not, not happening right now. Looks like Magikarp is back too. Yes, it is. Something cool I think that could be in the game is weather. Interesting. we talked about day-night cycle. I think that'll be really interesting. Weather could be interesting. I'm just curious how they'll implement that. Like as a day-night cycle, you can kind of be like, okay, the world is gonna stay the same, but at certain times, certain Pokemon are gonna be in certain areas, right? So if you go in the daytime, these Blossoms are right here. If you go in the nighttime, they're not here. Those same Blossoms are in a different part of the world, right? That would be like, that's how you can use the day-night cycle to your advantage. Now, weather almost feels like, how do you make weather affect the world differently? Because like in nature, when it rains, you know, like birds kind of go hide, right? And then animals kind of stay under treetops and things like that. Yeah, but that's like, what if you're on the savannah level? How much fish are you going to see in the savannah level, right? My main concern is that like you'd have to implement like, okay, sandstorms. I mean, all the Pokemon go away and just have ground types. So instead of having sunny day is just a regular day. Sunny day, I mean, it helps grass and fire types, but like it's not going to change. I don't know. My main concern with that idea is like, how do you make meaningful changes that like don't take over the whole thing? Each map could have a potential weather event. Okay, see, I guess that makes more sense. In my head, I was thinking like we have to come up with like a snowstorm, a sandstorm, a sunny day, and a rainy day for like everything. But yeah, it wouldn't happen each run. I don't know. I could see that happening. I'm just worried that like if it's a rainy day, all of a sudden half the Pokemon just don't exist. You know what I mean? Exactly. Then it's like, oh, well, now this sucks. Or a sandstorm reduces your visibility, which means you can't see half the Pokemon, which just means that it's like, that just harms you. It doesn't enhance the experience. It just makes it more immersive, but it doesn't like enhance the experience. It doesn't make things better. It just sort of like, it changes things and makes things more atmospheric, but it doesn't inherently make things better to play the game. And that's what's important for a game designer and for that. Because one of the things that, not to loop back around too much onto it, the open world thing is, I just had a thought and it escaped me. Fuck, I just had this thought. I've lost it. Okay, maybe it'll come back. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Yeah, I get that. It doesn't have to be severe. It's just like, imagine if you're on a speed run and then all of a sudden it starts raining and then, or it starts sandstorming or hailing, right? Oh, immersive. There we go. I remember the thought now. The thing about the open world thing is that it would create a simulation of like, this is what it's like to be in an environment where Pokemon exist, right? You know, creating weather effects is like, oh, it's like a natural environment. Sometimes it rains here. Sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes it's windy. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes it's that, right? You can create these interesting weather patterns that sort of simulate what real life would be like. Real life with Pokemon. The thing, though, is that this isn't inherently a simulation as much as it is like an arcade game, right? It's supposed to be able to like pick up and have fun instead of like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. Oh wow, how beautiful the sky looks today, right? I don't know. I think it's better to focus more on gameplay aspects than it is to focus on sort of just like visual and simulation effects, right? So the open world thing is like, oh, it's immersive. It's like, that would be cool, right? But it's almost like a tech demo, right? It'd be a walking simulator, right? You ever played the Vanishing of Ethan Carter, right? Beautiful game. That landscape in that game is amazing, right? So beautiful. I love that. I love like the autumn colors and the hills that you're on, like the mountainside that you're on, and like the valleys and things in there. Like, that game looks really pretty, but there's not a lot of gameplay in that, right? And that's what I'm worried about, where it's like, do I want Pokemon Snap to be a really pretty game that isn't fun to play, or would I rather have Snap be a fun to play but it also looks pretty good? That's my thought. That's why I'm like, I think people expect that the open world experience is going to be more fun, when I think it'd be more atmospheric, right? I mean, it would be an instant stealth game, or get the best photos to get the best photos, or plenty of other gameplay mechanics that would work really well with it. I guess so. But it just inherently changes like the game that we love, right? Because I think taking pictures of Pokemon isn't the thing that's fun. It's seeing the Pokemon in their environment, but you have to make, well, I don't know. Am I undercutting my own argument here? Taking the pictures isn't the fun part? Then what is the fun part? I don't know. Yeah, like, that's the rewarding part. You want to get the fun, getting the points gets dopamine. Exactly. Getting the better points gets you like, yes, dude, I got a big score. Like, what? That's that score? Oh, that's so lame, bro. Like, like, you get a good score, it's like, yes, dude, yes, we finally did it. We got that like 10K Mew. Such a good picture. So, okay. Any other thoughts or things we can talk about? One of the things that I'm excited about is that it looks like they have a lot of the environment work done, right? Like, say what you will about gameplay mechanics. This is like, I don't know, we're not sure if this is final gameplay footage. This looks like cinematics for sure. It's just a bunch of HUD elements, and like, it doesn't look like it's real gameplay stuff. But you cannot deny the fact that this game has a really beautiful, like we already have these environments built out. Maybe not entirely, and obviously they're just showing us what they want to show us. But we have interesting things already built in. We have Pokemon with animations, because we know that that's how the Pokemon company works, is that they have like the animations and things for like thousands of... Hey, there's a Pichu! Pichu's in the game. Pichu's guaranteed in the game. I don't know if you saw that. I thought it was Pikachu the first time I saw it. That is actually Pichu. I've only seen that one. Or was the one with the Cinderace also there? Or not Cinderace, though. Whatever. Like I'm trying to say, like, we can clearly see they put a lot of work into the environment, which means they just need to work on the gameplay, which means that this game is actually pretty decently far into development, right? The level design is already done. Or not already done, but, it's like underway. And it looks gorgeous, right? So I'm really excited to see how the levels turn out. But, I mean, obviously they've gotten pretty far. They got a lot of these assets, a lot of these things here. Oh, there is Pichu. It is. Never mind. I thought that was Pikachu. I guess I didn't look very hard. There's a Wurmple. Still think it's holiday release. It's like 4 months away. I don't think we would be seeing like gameplay footage not final if it wasn't. If it was seriously like a holiday release, we would see way more. Like Origami King was finished. Origami King was a game that was finished, and it's coming out in 2 months, right? Like, and they showed off like finished gameplay, right? It's coming out in a couple months, right? This is like nothing is final. Now I'm like, that seems like it's a little more than 6 months away. Hi Dane, what's going on, dude? It does look beautiful. Still waiting to see how it's going to pan out exactly, but the fact that we haven't seen actual gameplay, like, you know, don't expect it to be a huge game. There's that too, you know, like it could be like a $20 or $30 game. They put it out, you know, it's a small scale game. They make a bajillion dollars. I'll cry if I want to, Aidane. Fuck you. It's not often actual gameplay shown on the first teaser trailer. Yeah, but they're even saying, like, they're having notes like gameplay not final, right? Footage not final. I don't know. I agree. It is too hard to tell. So that's why it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm speculating based on like what I am seeing and like my experience. I'm not a game designer, but I do have a degree in game design, right? So, you know, I'll pay $60. I don't care. I hope it's around the same size as the first Pokemon Snap. Like 7, 8 levels, right? Maybe 50 to 100 Pokemon, right? It doesn't say coming soon, but it does say under construction. I think holiday 2020 is a little too early. I would say Q1 or Q2 next year, though. Oh, it says under construction. I'll show you. In the actual full video, I mean. Oh, sorry. I guess I was looking at the actual, just the trailer, not the full thing. I haven't seen the trailer. I should watch that part. Let's do that now. We drink some water.
Hello. I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokémon Company. Today, I have several announcements to share with you. We feel it's more important than ever to play with Pokémon while enjoying unique puzzle gameplay in which you link Pokémon icons by swirling them around as you go. Pokémon Cafe Mix is a free-to-start game that will be available soon on Nintendo Switch systems as well as Apple and Android devices. You can start preloading, pre-ordering, and pre-registering today. So I hope you give it a try. On to the next title.
No set dressing whatsoever, bro. To be fair, I did not watch this. So I just watched the trailer for this game. I need to watch the whole thing at some point. New Snap footage from game under development, under construction.
Pokémon Snap, which was released on Nintendo 64 over 20 years ago, is coming to Nintendo Switch in a whole new way. We're hard at work developing new Pokémon Snap for Nintendo Switch. We look forward to sharing more details with you soon. Next, I would like to talk about Pokémon Go.
We'll keep watching.
Recently, we have made several changes.
So you're right. They do say coming soon, and they want to show off more details in the near future. So
We will continue to work hard to ensure that players can enjoy the game.
I'm hoping we see maybe before the end of the year we see another update that tells us how we're doing. Because if it's like we're getting closer,
will be completely digital this year.
if it's like, you know, we're getting closer, and I mean, they might, like, here in 2 months, they might put out a trailer that's like, oh yeah, the game's fucking done. You know what I mean? Another direct in a week for Pokemon? Oh, wow. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. Based on what I saw, my thought is like, there's no way holiday 2020. But, you know, maybe. Who knows? There's more Pokemon Go shit. Oh, this is Mega Evolutions? Anything else? Is this Pokemon Sword and Shield, whatever?
Mega evolved Pokemon. The game's world and bring new adventures for players. Your adventures in the new will be available. Furthermore, as of a few moments ago, Galarian Farfetch'd now appear in Pokemon Go. There is another big project we're working on that I still want to share with you. You won't have to wait long, as I plan to share more news with you next week on June 24th.
June 24th? That's next week? Yeah, so you're right. That is very soon. Very weird how it would be like, hey, here's a direct. Hey, next week, another direct. I guess they're just like, let's build fucking hype, bro. Let's fucking build some goddamn hype. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone gives a fuck about like Pokemon Cafe Mix or whatever. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck Pokemon Smile. No. Pokemon Snap, though? 1 million views. Right? 1 million views for Pokemon Snap. So, at the end of this, they tease something big they'll be announcing. Some people are speculating all sorts of things.
Forward to it. Thank you for watching today's presentation.
There you go. Those derpy Pokemon are so cute. Oh, for a smile? Is that what it is?
Hello. I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Since ever, I provide many ways for people to connect through Pokemon. I hope the titles shown today will provide fun experiences for everyone. The first look at this video.
From Smile? Has this happened before? Do you need your kids to brush your teeth?
And parents. But it doesn't have to be when you've got Pokemon on your side.
Yay!
With Pokemon
Brush
Smile,
your teeth, you catch Pokemon.
Brush together with Pokemon and rescue other Pokemon from cavity-causing bacteria. Do a thorough job and catch the rescued Pokemon.
Bro. You know what I love about Nintendo? You know what I love about Nintendo? The thing I love the most about Nintendo is how they consistently, not they give no shits, no, they give so many shits, bro. They give so many. Nintendo is so good at using their properties to like make real life more fun, right? You know what? You know what's really annoying? Not annoying. You know what's stressful and like complicated? Getting your kids to do things, right? You got like a little 3-year-old kid, and you need to brush their teeth. Are you gonna tie them down to a fucking stretcher and then jam a thing and brush their teeth for them? No, you make a video game that makes kids want to brush their teeth, and then they become teeth brushing savants, right? Like, this is beautiful. It's a great idea. You know, we don't get enough exercise. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make a video game that makes exercise fun, right? You get points for exercising. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Nintendo Labo, kids like playing with fucking cardboard. You know what'd be great? Turn cardboard, like little cardboard things, into a fucking video game, right? Like, turn mundane shit into cool shit. Nintendo loves doing that thing, right? Pokemon comes out, they have the little pedometer, right? Heart Gold, Soul Silver comes out with the pedometer. They actually make one of the most accurate pedometers ever made, like at least at the time. Like literally they made a super accurate pedometer. Look at Derpy Squirtle. I mean, like, hang on. Let's go back and look at these. I mean, like, listen. He's so cute. Like, and also, and listen, I'm not shitting on anybody, like, on this. Like, it's cute. That's a cute picture. It's a cute little, like, hand-drawn sort of, like, you know it's Pikachu, right? It's something else. Right? Well, yeah, dude. That's a great aesthetic. But it's super cute, but it makes the kids want to do this shit, right? That's what I love about Nintendo. Nintendo's like, how can we make exercise fun? Let's make Ring Fit Adventure, right? How do we get people to do yoga and consistently check their weight and stuff? Let's make Wii Fit, right? How do we, how do we make people walk more? We can incentivize people to raise their Pokemon by carrying a pedometer on them and walking around, right? So now people are walking to play Pokemon. They're like, oh, you know what I need to do? Like, imagine this crazy scenario, right? Imagine us the scenario where, like, it's like, hey, if you want to, like, let's say you got a boss fight coming up, well, why don't you take your 3DS or let's take your Nintendo Switch and go for a walk. Go outside, right? Go outside for a walk for a while, right? And it's like, oh, that's like a great way to incentivize people to do more things, right? Yo, dude, I got a boss fight coming up, so I'm going to go run around the block for like 35 minutes, get my heart rate up. When my heart rate is up, it's going to give me extra power, right? You have a heartbeat sensor that's like, oh shit, I'm all ramped up, dude. Let's go play this video game. My heartbeat's going to like give me extra power, right? So I want to get my exercise. I want to get my cardio up. That's like a great way to sort of implement this shit. Because you know what sucks? You know what really sucks is like there's so many mundane activities we have to do in our regular life, and that sucks. Like no one wants to do that shit. What if you made it fun? You would want to do that thing, right? And that's a great way to incentivize people. Nintendo loves doing that shit. And that's what I fucking love about Nintendo. How did that happen?
Pokemon Smile turns a stressful time into a fun and exciting adventure.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Smile helps develop healthy toothbrushing habits through fun.
Little Squirtle and Charmander. Shit's cute as fuck. Shit's cuter than... Cute. Great smiles. And parents. Hell yeah, dude.
Pokemon Smile available now.
It's great. No in-app purchases.
Pokemon Smile was developed to turn brushing your teeth into a fun activity so that kids develop good habits. Even kids who may not look forward to brushing their teeth.
A new avatar?
Brush their teeth to catch
Oh,
Pokemon.
you're gonna make that your new avatar?
Every day.
It's a great profile picture.
Completely free app for Apple and Android devices and will be available after today's presentation.
Derpy Squirtle. Hell yeah, dude. Go for it.
Next up is a new kind of game experience that combines puzzle gameplay with a vibrant Pokemon Cafe setting. We're calling it Pokemon Cafe Mix. Please take a look at this video.
Pokemon Cafe setting.
A new Pokemon puzzle game. Pokemon Cafe Mix. You're the owner of a cafe that Pokemon visit. Fulfill their orders by challenging fun puzzles. Link Pokemon icons by swirling them around in this unique puzzle game.
Oh, weird. Is that like a Connect 3 kind of thing? But
your customers are all Pokemon that love visiting your cafe. And Pokemon users will help you out at the cafe. Staff Pokemon can use special cafe skills to help you complete puzzles.
interesting.
Work alongside Pokemon to complete puzzles. As you progress in the game, you can expand your cafe space. Get new tools and expand your menu, and your cafe will be a hit. Then new Pokemon that hear about your cafe might stop by.
This definitely feels like a mobile game.
Whether you're on Nintendo Switch or a smart device, enjoy this fun new puzzling experience. And open a stylish
Yeah, I
cafe
don't know.
with Pokemon. Pokemon Cafe Mix.
I feel like they're really pushing for like mobile games because mobile games make a lot of money.
Pokemon icons by swirling them around as you go. Pokemon Cafe
So I mean, I don't blame them, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. That shit's it's super cute. I agree, dude. So, but yeah, you miss a really important meeting for work. Apparently, we never go to any of their fucking meetings. At this point, it's like, do you even still work for them? Well, you better message your supervisor, see if there's anything you missed. Anyways. Alright. I said like half an hour ago that I was going to stop. Are you excited? Are we excited? Bro, collectively? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know, bro. Ignore me. I'm being stupid. I've been talking for 2.5 hours straight. So, yeah, I'm excited. I literally talked for 2 hours about Pokemon Snap. Although some of that time I talked about my day playing laser tag today. So, but yeah. So I'm excited. Really happy to see. I never thought I'd see the day. 21 years. Only marginally better. We talked about it. Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like fake gameplay footage. Like, it felt like a cinematic trailer of what it should look like, but we'll see how it turns out. No release date is interesting. Levon here thinks it's going to happen like holiday 2020. I'm a little more skeptical of that. I'm a little less sure that that's going to happen. But apparently next week we're going to see another direct. So, yeah. This could make it so Snap gets accepted to a GDQ. Possibly. I mean, like, listen, we can always submit it. And it's possible we'll see it. I would love to see Pokemon Snap 2 comes out and the Discord just gets inundated. Does what's-his-face hate us? Yeah. People want to see the new Snap speedrun. I definitely think so. I think people want to play it. I think we're going to see a huge influx of players playing the game, and some of that's going to be from speedrun people. And they're going to come over to our Discord, and they're going to see what we can do. And I think it'd be really fun. It'd be a big boost in the arm for the community. We've been kind of like, not like dead in the water. That's not a very good way to say it. But we've been kind of stagnant. Nothing's really changed in so long. We've kind of figured out like everything we can from the first game. So I really don't expect too much more things to come out of this. But maybe this game will help us really bring more people into the fold, and maybe people who have played the first one and they learn to start speedrunning the second one, maybe they can just jump over to the first game. So that'll be fun too. So that's what I'm hoping for, but who knows? If it happens before holiday 2020, we can definitely submit it. Levon, you're asking, does Mike Uyama hate us? Yes. Just jump over to running the first game that requires original hardware. It doesn't require it. We allow emulators, and you can also play it on Wii U and Wii. So, but yeah, you asked, does he hate us? He openly mocked us, and he also scoffed at the idea that you could speedrun an on-rail shooter game. You can play it on Dolphin, or you can play it on RetroArch. We do accept RetroArch speedruns, but it's not really that accurate. Like it's like lagless, so we actually don't. You can submit it to the leaderboard up to like 22 minutes. Fuck him and his Mega Man hard on. Yeah, he's like super into Mega Man and shit. So that's where it's like, yeah, it's kind of fucked. But it's the GDQ staff is a bunch of SDA old boys, and the old boys are like, Pokemon Snap's on rails. You can't speedrun that game. So, all right. I keep saying it, dude. I keep saying like I'm gonna call it a night. I need to take a break, bro. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna chill for a little bit. And then I'm going to stream it here maybe like in an hour or so. We'll see.